Hello, welcome to Old Nerd Reads His Marvel Comics in Order, episode 87. This time I read Marvel Team Up number 53, the January 1977 issue. On the last video, I read Marvel Team Up Annual number 1. That was Spider-Man and the X-Men, and kind of leaves Spider-Man in the position out west where this issue picks up. But in that video, I stated that I thought that this issue was the first of Chris Claremont's run. I was wrong. It was the first issue of John Byrne on the title. Bill Mantlo is still writing this issue. Frank Giacoia is the inker. I want to say that John Byrne's just starting to get busy now. So first of all, I wonder if he just did layouts in this issue, because you can tell it's John Byrne, but it looks like the inker did most of the work. I don't know if anybody else can see that but me. Maybe that's just the way I interpret the artwork. But that, John Byrne, especially at this time, he was very detailed, very fine lines. And this is kind of basic for him. And there's, the big fat globs of ink on all the pencils. So it makes me think that maybe just the layouts were done by Byrne, but he's given the drawing credit. I don't know what that means, but maybe Frank Giacoia just laid the inks on extra heavy this time. I don't know, but we pick up with the Hulk, who was in a couple issues ago. He just had a quick cameo appearance, jumping past an airplane or something, and Wood God is also in this issue. I think Wood God is. I don't know if Wood God's actually a villain. Wood God just showed up in the Marvel title, Marvel Premiere, issue 31, I think. It would have come out shortly before this issue. And he just had like a one issue story in Marvel Premiere, and then this is his second appearance. Now, I never read that. I don't know what his backstory is. But it seems like he could be a good guy, but he's kind of the villain of this piece, of this story. But the Hulk jumps into this town in the Midwest, and Wood God's there, and there's no people. Like, Hulk's pretty happy because there's no people there. He's just a town just for him, and he won't have to put up with any stupid puny humans bothering him. But then he finds in this truck there's this guy, a body, and then Wood God shows up, and they get in a fight, of course. Then we cut to where we picked up. Well, we're going to pick up where we left off in Marvel Team Up Annual number 1. The X-Men and Spider-Man just finished their altercation with those nuclear-powered Hindu, I think, gods. So they're on their way home back to New York from that. And this thing that they're driving, that they're flying in, what do they call it? They call it the X car or something like that. The X shuttle. Yeah, Cyclops calls it the X shuttle. This is the first time I've ever heard of the X shuttle. I don't remember this ever existing before. Maybe this is the only time that the X shuttle ever makes an appearance. I'm not sure. But what I do know is this is the first time John Byrne's drawn the X-Men. It won't be long now before he takes over the art on X-Men. It's very soon. It's coming up very soon. Right now he's doing Iron Fist with Chris Claremont. This is his first issue of several issues he did for Marvel Team Up, and he's about to start X-Men, plus whatever else he draws here and there. Like, he was really busy. That's one of the reasons why I think that this might be, like, he just did the pencils and Frank Giacoia finished it up with the inks. Because that doesn't look like John Byrne from this era to me. It's still good, just not... It's kind of disappointing because you know that he can do better, or he can look better if he has the right inker. But this town is being monitored by the government, and they run into the X-Men in the air, and they attack. The X-Men fight them off. So this has got a good little action scene with the X-Men in it. A really quick one, but a good one. So John Byrne gets his, dips his feet into the X-Men pool, the action department here in this, gets to draw all the characters, which is really cool. They got a little cameo in this one where it picks up where the annual left off, and then we go into this story. Bill Mantlo, he's a really good writer. I like how he does stuff. How he weaves all the separate threads of his tapestry together into a story. But then we get back to the town here where Wood God and Hulk are still slugging it out. Hulk goes to drop a truck on Wood God and hits a live wire and barbecues himself. Oh, look! This was interesting. On the letters page, there's a letter from a Fred Hembeck. So was that the Fred Hembeck who is the cartoonist, who not very long after that would be doing Marvel stuff, DC stuff? Like Fred Hembeck Destroys the Marvel Universe. That was like really popular book back in the early mid 80s. So I think that's a letter from him before he got big. Hulk turns back into Banner after getting barbecued, passes out. Then the government swoops in and is going to chase down Wood God. Banshee's giving Spider-Man a ride. Oh yeah, Spider-Man, Peter Parker figured he'd get some story and photos for the Bugle. So he's having Banshee drop him off where Wood God and Hulk are fighting. Banshee drops him off and pieces out. This is interesting to me because, when was it? In Captain America, there was that issue. There's a couple of issues with the X-Men guest starred, and Banshee was the bad guy then. So it's just neat in a year or two. I think that was in 1974, that those issues of Captain America with the guest starred like Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Professor X, and they were looking for Banshee in that issue, and it's just now they're all a team. It's pretty cool. And then Spider-Man gets in the middle of things. Wood God, he's taking down the government little helicopters. Spider-Man's saving him, and they're telling him he's not allowed there and he's under arrest or whatever. Real thankful guys after he saved their lives. Wood God attacks Spidey. Spidey's webbing can't hold Wood God. But now the Hulk, Bruce Banner's turned back into the Hulk. Look, he's got red eyes. So that's our cliffhanger. Spidey's trapped between Wood God and Hulk, and they both want to smash him. So next issue we'll pick up with part 2 of this. Marvel Team Up 54. But yeah, that's a pretty good story, pretty fun story. For its historical value, John Byrne's first on the title, John Byrne's first time drawing the X-Men. Spider-Man's first meet with the X-Men. Technically, it was the annual that came before this, but Spidey and the new X-Men's first meeting. Wood God, probably his second and last appearance. I don't know if Wood God ever showed up again. If anybody out there knows, comment that down below. I'd like to find out if anybody knows if Wood God is still active after this issue. I don't remember ever seeing him. But yeah, that's it for this time. Next time I think I'm reading Avengers. So whatever Avengers came out this month is the next thing on the list to read in this video series. If that sounds cool to you, Old Nerd reads his Marvel Comics in order. I'm just going through my collection, reading each issue and doing a video on it in publication date order. If that sounds cool, please subscribe. Comment down below if you like this, or if I got anything wrong, correct me down there. And if you like it, give me a like, share it with your friends, and I hope you have a good one. I'll see you next time.